And we're going to have 5 levels of the brain. The first level is the attachment center, and this is where we bond, where we know that we belong. We know what's important to us, and when we hurt in this part of our brain, it's the worst pain that we can feel. The next part of the brain that we're going to look at is the evaluation center, and this place only has 3 opinions of whatever's going on, good, bad, or scary. Then we're going to look at the sharing center, which is where we synchronize and we share mind with another person or with God, and where we learn to return to joy. Then we're going to look at the joy center, and this is where we focus, where we act like ourselves, and this is where our maturity is, and we learn how to calm when we're upset. And then we're going to look at the left side of the brain, which is the logic center, and this is all about words and logic and reasoning and explanations. The first 4 levels are in the right side of the brain, and that is the emotional part of the brain. So first, let's look at how this process is normally using a jar of water. Oh, and this is Jesus is represented here by Pamela, and a parent, coach, or counselor is over by Debbie. So I'm going to ask each of the brain levels about this cup of water, this jar of water, which will help you to see how they work. So attachment center, is this important to you?
Yes,
Evaluation center, what is your opinion of this?
it's good.
And sharing center, can you share this?
Yes.
And joy center, what's it like you to do with this?
It's like me to drink it and bathe in it and swim in it.
Okay. And logic center, what can you tell us about this?
Water is essential to life. I'm mostly 80% water. The planet needs water to have life on it.
What about it? What's it in?
It's in a plastic bottle.
Okay. Thank you. Very good. Okay, now we're going to look at how a baby's brain works pretty much during the first 12 months of life. So attachment center,
I feel loved.
evaluation center,
I am calm.
sharing center,
Working on synchronizing.
joy center,
Working on joy.
and logic center.
I am alert, listening, and processing language.
Okay, now we're going to look at a scenario of how the toddler's brain works from about the age of 12 to 18 months. So attachment center,
I feel loved even when I'm in trouble.
evaluation center,
I am calm until I am crossed.
sharing center,
I am learning the big 6 emotions: anger, sad, fear, disgust, shame, and hopeless.
and joy center,
I'm watching my model to keep my joy bucket full.
and logic center.
I am alert, listening, and processing language.
Now we're going to look at what happens in a toddler's brain when the parent is upset because they found a marker on the wall. The logic center is going to shut down. The joy center is going to shut down. The sharing center is going to shut down.
I am upset, sad, hopeless, angry, and in pain.
And the evaluation center is going to,
Bad, 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 bad,
and
bad,
the attachment center is going to
bad,
feel.
I feel alone. Bad, bad.
That's where we ended the last one, where the toddler was upset and 3 of the brain levels were shut down. And and Jesus is here, but he is not really sensed by anyone. And so the evaluation center has an opinion about mother fussing and everybody shutting down.
Bad,
bad, bad, bad, bad,
But Mother is coming to
bad,
calm the distress and help the toddler return to joy.
bad, bad, bad.
I am returning to joy.
And the Joy Center is going to wake up and calm the Evaluation Center.
Glad, glad, glad I am calm.
And the Logic Center is going to wake up. And the Attachment Center will stop feeling disconnected and feel connected.
I feel connected.
And Jesus is, the sense of Him being there is back. Scenario, we're going to look at what happens in a child's brain when they have a mild trauma that they're not able to share with anyone. They're being bullied at school, no one wants to play with them, they're very upset, they feel alone, and there's no one to share it with. The parent is not available for some reason, and Jesus is not sensed as being part of the scenario. So, Attachment Center,
I feel alone.
Evaluation Center,
Bad, 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 bad.
Sharing Center,
I feel upset, sad, hopeless, angry, disgust, fear, and shame. I am stuck.
and Joy Center,
I am bad. Something is wrong with me.
The Joy Center does not know what happened because it was not shared, and it stops at the Sharing Center, and it is stored as an unresolved trauma because it was not shared, and the child was left feeling upset and alone. The Logic Center is not shut down, but does not know what happened.
I will try to explain what is happening to me.
And the Logic Center will make up something according to what they are seeing around them. We have the same scenario where the child was being bullied or no one wanted to play with them. They were not able to share in this mild trauma. They were left feeling upset and alone. But we're going to look at it now as to what happens when it gets shared. So the Evaluation Center starts out with its opinion.
Bad, 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 bad.
The parent is going to come and listen while the child shares what happened.
I'm sharing distress and giving comfort. Can I hold you? Would you like to play? I am here. You are safe.
I will share when someone is glad to be with me.
And so now, because it's been shared, it's going to proceed to the Joy Center. The Joy Center will wake up and calm level 2.
Good.
I am receiving validation and comfort.
And the Logic Center will have an explanation.
When I hurt, it is good to tell someone.
Now we're going to look at a scenario about what's going on in a teenager's brain, a normal teenager, if there is such a word. And so we're going to see what is going on in each section there. Attachment Center, what's going on with you?
I feel connected, then alone, then connected.
And Evaluation Center, what's going on with you?
Things change quickly. Good, bad, scary. Bad, good, scary. Good, scary, bad.
And Sharing Center, what's going on with you?
My big 6 emotions are going crazy. Ah!
Joy Center, what's going on with you?
I'm finding who I am. Friends are number one.
And Logic Center, what's going on with you?
I may believe lies, have guilt and traumas, but I still know everything.
And the parent is pulling her hair out. scenario, we're going to look at the teenager's brain when they're depressed and upset. And the parent is going to be lecturing and nagging and fussing, and the teenager is not liking this at all. And we're going to see the brain shut down from the logic center down.
I am believing lies and hurting, but trying to avoid the pain.
And, I'm sorry, the joy center.
I am shut down. My joy bucket is low.
And the sharing center.
I am depressed and have low energy.
And the evaluation center, what is your opinion?
Bad, bad, bad.
And attachment, how do you feel?
I feel alone.
And there's no sense of Jesus' presence in this situation. Scenario of the depressed teenager, let's look for a minute at some of the things that that teenager might need. These are just a few of the possibilities. The teenager might need counseling. They need validation and comfort, like we saw in the child scene. Teenager needs to do fun things and be with their friends. They possibly will need to rebuke the enemy, need to know some truth, prayer. They need to get some healing. The parent might need some help. The parent might need to back off on the nagging and lecturing. And the teenager needs unconditional love and understanding. So in our last scenario, we're going to look at what each of these brain level needs when they're in pain. And so we will start with Jesus is going to be part of the help that they can get. And we start with the attachment center needs a secure bond with a safe person.
I feel loved.
The evaluation center needs someone to keep them connected to the pain so they can process it.
I feel connected.
The sharing center needs someone to share the distress and help them return to joy.
I can stay relational.
The joy center needs someone to model what it's like me to do.
I can act like myself.
And the logic center needs an explanation for life.
I can suffer well.
And if you notice that each one of the first four levels of the brain, each one started with someone. The attachment center needs a safe person to be secure with. The evaluation center needs someone to keep them connected. The sharing center needs someone to share the distress and help them return to joy. The joy center needs someone to show them how they're supposed to act in this pain. And the logic center just needs an explanation.